So the first step in leveling up your style, dressing like an elite man, is to stop making the mistakes that sabotage your look. First up, if your clothing's too tight, if it's too loose, if it's an improper length, whether it be your sleeves or the length of your trousers, gents, wearing clothing that doesn't fit will instantly sink your style. Next up, let's talk about those scuffed, unpolished, worn out shoes. Or wearing the wrong shoes with the wrong outfit with the wrong level of formality. Gents, your footwear is the foundation of your style. If you fail to get this right, it can kill your image instantly. Large logos, flashy clothing that screams the brand's name. Gents, if you're not getting paid by that brand to advertise, then understand that you sporting that huge logo does nothing but diminish your style. Super skinny jeans, baggy, oversized jackets, loud, in-your-face, trendy patterns and colors. Gents, if you're looking to sport a top 1% look, for most of us, it's not going to be found in fast fashion. Low quality accessories, over-accessorizing, mismatching your colors and patterns, ignoring seasonal adjustments, and not paying attention to the context of what you're dressing for.
Nani?
So those are the mistakes to avoid. But how do you actually dress if you want to look like an elite man? Step by step, how does a man develop timeless style? Well, gentlemen, that is the subject of today's video. So the first step to dressing like a top 1% man is to adopt the mindset of a timelessly stylish man. So the key principles are minimalism over flash. You want to avoid ostentatious designs. Style for you is really about timeless pieces and subtle detail. Next up, it's always quality over quantity. You understand style isn't about having super expensive clothing or having a lot of it. Instead, it's about high quality items that are relatively interchangeable with the other pieces in your wardrobe. Therefore, you can own less, mix and match the items, with the result being plenty of timelessly stylish outfits. Next up, you're all about timelessness, not trends. Now, a well-dressed man has nothing against fashion, but when it comes to timeless style, you realize this isn't boring. Yeah, some of these items have been around for over 30, 50, 100 years, but that's what makes them great. They're not going to go out of style anytime soon. And because of that, you can spend more money on individual pieces and buy quality. Last but not least, a man that has timeless style dresses for himself. By that, I mean he understands that his clothing is a tool. It's a representation of how he sees himself, how he respects himself. A timelessly stylish man understands that people are biased, that all of us are human, and that we judge others based off of what we see the vast majority of the time. Yeah, it's shallow, but reality. And a timelessly stylish man uses that to his advantage by wearing clothing that sends the message he wants to send. The next step to dressing like a top 1% man, classic timeless style relies on routines, not reactions. So a man with elite style, he's not reactive when it comes to getting dressed. What I mean by that, in general, he doesn't wake up late. He doesn't go into his closet not knowing what he's going to wear. He doesn't haphazardly shower, groom, and get dressed. No, a top 1% man has a routine. He's got a ritual to the way he does things. The details of when he wakes up, the routine of the order of how he showers, shaves, and grooms himself to the way the clothing he's going to wear is already laid out the night before. Now, I get it. To some of you guys, this may sound like overkill. It may sound like a lot of work. But if you understand the science of decision fatigue, you know then that this little bit of planning, these routines of cutting your nails, trimming your body hair in a routine fashion, same day of the week, approximately same time, what this does is it frees up mental bandwidth. It allows you to create simple habits which systematically level up your style. Example, let's say you want fuller, better looking hair. Well then, in the morning, right out of the shower, you want to start using a hairdryer. Seriously, adding this 2-minute action to your morning routine can help you style your hair in a way that looks good and gives your hair more body. And gents, if you're in the market for a hairdryer, you want to check out today's sponsor, Lyfen. Now, the high-speed hairdryer that I'm holding right here is the Lyfen SE. Now, gents, for over 2 years, I've been using Lyfen high-speed hairdryers because first up, I love them because they are incredibly powerful. Seriously, they got this brushless motor over 100,000 RPMs, which basically means it's a lot more airflow than an average hairdryer, so it dries your hair 2 to 3 times faster. In addition, it's quiet. We got 7 kids in the house. I got a 2-year-old. You got to keep things quiet. And that's why I love this hairdryer, because my daughters use it as well, and nobody wakes up the baby when they're using the hairdryer. They got this hot and cold circle mode that protects your hair and scalp from heat damage. They've also got this 4 temperature light ring, so you can go with cold, you can go with warm, you can go with hot, and if you press and hold the button, you'll be able to activate the circulating mode in which it goes from cold to hot automatically. The Lyfen SE also comes with these magnetic attachments. As you can see here, attach easily on and off. So gents, check out the Lyfen SE. This is the best hairdryer on the market, bar none. And to make sure you get the best deal on the web, use that link in the description of today's video. So again, gents, use that link, go over to Lyfen, make sure you get the best deal on the web when it comes to the Lyfen SE. So the next step to dressing like the top 1% is to be inspired and to imitate. So a lot of guys get confused when it comes to style because they think that they have to be 100% original. In their mind, when developing their style, they feel it needs to be 100% unique, which if you think about it is a lot of work and 100% unnecessary. No, gents, make it easy. Find a look that you absolutely love and then imitate it, making it yours. Maybe find an actor, an Instagram influencer whose style you resonate with and straight up copy it, because the reality is you're never going to exactly copy it, and everyone that sees you, they're going to think it's your look. They're not going to know that you took that look from Tom Hardy, Brad Pitt, Michael B. Jordan, or whatever online influencer you were impacted by. But gents, having that inspiration and then working to imitate it, this is your direction when you're out there trying to figure things out, when you're looking to piece items together, and it's going to help ensure you get the look, you get the outfits that you're shooting for. So this next step is getting into the specifics. Let's talk about building the foundation of your wardrobe, your footwear. Oxford, derbies, Chelsea boots, loafers, dress boots, casual boots, leather sneakers. Now your choice here really depends on the image you're wanting to imitate, the uniform you're trying to put together, the style that you're trying to capture. Now in general, when we're talking elite styles, most of these are going to be a little bit more formal. That's where you're going to see suits, you're going to see sports jackets, blazers. However, you can put together casual looks that scream silent luxury. I think that show Billion did a really good job of showing how casual clothing can still really have an elegant, timeless look to it. But the foundation of all this is the right footwear and making sure that footwear is in good condition and taken care of, especially in between wears. If you're going to go for white sneakers, then keep them white. The next step is building up your wardrobe. Now we've talked about interchangeability, and in previous videos we've talked about specific colors. And by the way, if you want specific color advice, I will link to that video down in the description. But in general, when it comes to a man's wardrobe, we're going to have 3 items: trousers, shirts, and jackets. Now your pants, aka your trousers, are an item a lot of guys don't think much about, which makes sense because they're usually a base layer. They're the canvas in which the other items sit on. However, the quality of your canvas makes a big difference. Now a lot of guys, they're going to default to denim, maybe a dark indigo, or maybe they're going to go with a pair of cotton chinos, which nothing wrong with those 2 pieces are classics. But if you want to dress it up a bit, if you want to look like top 1%, then consider bringing in some wool trousers. A flannel in gray or charcoal is not only going to be more elegant, but as the fact that gray is a non-color, it's going to match pretty much anything. Other trousers a man may want to consider are going to be cavalry twill, or if you can find it, moleskin. And if you like chinos and you like cottons, maybe go for a darker color. Now when it comes to shirts, again, this is going to depend on who you're being inspired by. If you're going for a more casual look, let's say the pants you chose were actually dark colored joggers, then in that case a solid color crew t-shirt or v-neck t-shirt is going to work. If you want something a little bit more stylish, consider a Henley. The buttons right there on the front just seem to level it up one step above a t-shirt. However, for most guys, if they're going for the elite look, I'm going to recommend a shirt with a collar. Now starting things off, we can go with a soft collar like we see in a classic polo, and right above that in a solid color we're going to see a casual button down. Now the difference between a casual button down and a dress shirt oftentimes is going to be the material, and dress shirts by historic definition are of a lighter color. White is the classic, but we're also going to see light blues. And nowadays, of course, it's not uncommon to find a dress shirt in any of the pastels. And of course, let's not forget patterns. The classic stripes in a variety of widths, a variety of colors, and the most casual of dress shirts, the checks. So now let's get into jackets. And we're going to talk about sports jackets, we're going to talk about suit jackets, but before that, I want to talk about the importance of casual jackets. And the reason they're important is that so many men have forgotten that when a man puts on a jacket, it builds up the shoulders, it lengthens the torso, it slims up his silhouette. The reality, gents, is almost every man looks better with a jacket on, whether it be casual, whether it be a bit dressy. So knowing this, even if you're putting together and you're inspired to put together a casual wardrobe, look for casual jackets that enhance your style. Fatigue jackets, safari style jackets, leather jackets, suede jackets, jean jackets, even shirt jackets and sweater jackets can enhance a man's silhouette, and the layering, especially with a collared shirt, can give a much more elegant, timeless style to what would have been an otherwise relatively boring outfit. Now, all that being said, if you could learn to master the sports jacket or the blazer, this is going to be a huge step up for most men, even in a casual setting. And one of the things I talked about at the beginning of this video is dressing for yourself. I don't know about you, but I like to be mistaken as the man in charge. And I promise you, gents, if you start wearing a sports jacket, if you start wearing a blazer, or you start wearing a suit even casually, people are going to start calling you sir. They're going to think you're the guy running things. And it's funny, the biggest excuse I hear about this isn't so much the money, because you can actually find suits relatively inexpensively, but actually so many guys assume that it's uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable, it's unfamiliar. But once you start leveling up your style, again, once you start dressing for yourself, because Because you know when you own your image, when you command respect by the way that you dress, gents, it's a game changer. And what I love about this, especially compared to fitness and a lot of other self-improvement things, you could actually improve your style in a single afternoon. Now, of course, mastering your style usually takes a bit longer. And if that's you, if you want to learn how to master your style, gents, I got you covered with this video right here. A little bit more advanced. It's a solid video. Check it out. Boom, right here. Oh yeah, you're going to love it. Come on. Yeah, boom, right there.